There's never going to be a perfect time to buy a home. It doesn't matter where you're buying, whether you're buying in Edmonton or somewhere else across Canada. I wanted to make this video because I've noticed that there's a tendency for there to be a bit of an obsession with finding the exact perfect timing to buy a home. You know, before prices hit their peak, or you want to try to buy a home when the prices are at their lowest. So everybody's always trying to figure out, okay, which way is the market going? Or do they think prices are going to go up or are they going to go down? And I understand the tendency to want to do that, but it's really hard to do. The chances of you getting it timed just perfectly and buying a house at the exact right time when prices are at their lowest is pretty slim. There's so many factors that go into which direction the market's going and how far it's going to go in that direction, at least in terms of pricing. So I would try not to obsess about it too much. Ultimately, if you're looking at buying a home that you're going to live in for the long term, timing the market and buying at the exact perfect time is not going to be as important. Versus if you have to sell in a year or two, I could understand why you would be a lot more focused on that. But then again, the chances of you getting it right are pretty slim. If you're looking at living in a house for 5 to 10 years or more, or you're buying a house where you're planning on starting a family and living there for the long term, I would try not to get too obsessed about it. Just accept that you're never going to time the market perfectly. You can try to buy the right house, obviously. Don't buy something that doesn't work for you. But as long as you're buying within your means, you're not stretching yourself too thin, you don't have to worry about it as much. If you're not going right to your absolute max, you're not going to have to sell in a year or two. You can afford to handle the ups and downs in the market, and you don't have to sell even if prices do go down for a while you own it. Obviously, yeah, it sucks. Nobody likes to buy something and see the value of it go down, but it's too difficult to get it totally right. And I'm hoping that I can give you a little bit more perspective on it by looking at it from a longer term perspective. Even if prices do go down, interest rates might be higher as well. So it's not all about price either. So you're balancing a lot of different things. You're looking at the interest rate. You're also looking at what the actual price is and what you can get for that money. And obviously, the real estate does move slowly. So you can't get it exactly right. Maybe it takes a year or two before prices are at their lowest. But again, I wouldn't even give any weight to that statement because I don't know, and you probably don't know either, when prices are going to be at their lowest. In the meantime, you're always going to need a place to live. So obviously it depends on your living situation, but if you need to rent, you might not really be patient enough to wait for the market to be at a lower level, and you don't know what it's going to be at anyway. So you're never going to find the perfect time to buy, but you can buy when you're ready, willing and able, and you can find what you want. Just don't stretch yourself too thin. Hopefully that helps give some perspective, and I'll see you on the next one.